and welcome back to Gay by Gay.
Hi.
Hello, we hope you're doing well today. I am singing like a not Disney princess.
Nope.
I'm not a Disney princess.
Absolutely not.
They should make lesbian Disney princesses.
Didn't...
No.
No. Like I always say didn't, and you're just... No.
No, don't say Frozen, please.
They're sisters.
I know.
The hell? Who came up with that idea?
I want lesbian Disney princesses.
I'm thinking, was it, who just released, like, the one, what's the name? The Last Dragon or whatever? Who released that? Was it Pixar?
I don't know.
Because some people said, like, it wasn't, like, explicitly lesbian, but they said, like, it absolutely had, like, a lot of, like, gay vibes to it and, like, a lot of gay panic vibes to their reactions.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we may have come close, but no, I don't think there's, like, a strictly lesbian princess. I think the closest we got was Merida, which is why she's kind of my spirit animal, because at the end of the movie, she's just like, fuck it, I don't want to get married to any of you schmucks. And I'm like, hey, that's me.
Yeah.
So
I had such a big crush on Rapunzel, but she's blonde, you know?
Yep, that's your type.
Off topic.
110%.
So far off topic, always.
I mean, we're sitting here talking about Disney princesses instead of drag queens, but...
My favorite Disney princess...
God damn it.
Is Trixie Mattel.
She is everybody's favorite Disney princess.
Know.
I would pay to see her as...
Yeah.
I would pay to see some drag queens in, like, a Disney princess movie. Like, you just see them interacting with them.
I love that.
Wreck-It Ralph 3, anybody?
Oh, my gosh.
Where, like, they went to the internet last time, but this time they stumble across drag queen stuff. Yep. I'd watch that movie. Hands up in the audience out there if you also want that movie. Yeah, I see all of you with your hands up.
Wreck-It Ralph, but Ralph breaks the drag world.
Ralph breaks into the drag world. He becomes the drag queen. Yep. Ralph?
Ralph. Sorry, I'm having like a crisis.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I forgot. It's Handy Manny who fixes up stuff, right?
Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph breaks things, honey.
Wreck-It Ralph breaks drag itself.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm
see him in a wig and heels.
Okay,
yeah.
We are reacting to drag queen one-shots
again,
and this one we have a very special treat for you because we have found what looks to be well-written one-shot,
which I'm already shocked about. Just diving into anything on Wattpad, you almost automatically just kind of assume it's gonna be shit.
I know,
but this is kind of like actually well-written. Because Olivia just slid her phone across the desk to me, and she was like, "You're gonna read this one."
Yeah.
And I gave her a weird look, and she was like, "No, it's just because it's well written, and I don't want to butcher it."
Yeah.
I was like, "All right."
But yeah, this one I have high hopes for. It's between Trixie and Katya, our favorite moms.
Trixie. Honestly, I think the best part about this is just that they're both named Brian, because I can see already that there's a reference to male names in here, and I'm just kind of like, which one?
Brian,
which one?
Brian meet Brian. Oh, that's so perfect.
Brian meet Brian. Okay, so this is by Harry's Sweet Pea. Not a Harry Sweet Pea, but Harry's Sweet Pea. Just a quick little trigger warning here, mature language and alcohol. And just another warning, it's a bit shorter. This comes from the author.
Yes.
But, all right, here we go. This is called I Do Like You, Trixie. Brian had never been good at expressing his feelings. Not when he was a child and his classmates would upset him. Not when his mother made him feel unwanted. Not when he won All-Stars or by his past lovers. He could never express it to the full, bright potential that it had. Even when you walked out of the door that night. God, you were beautiful with your hair and makeup done for the dinner you had made for the two of you. The makeup that stained your cheeks in tears after an argument of why he never told you he loved you back. He did love you, but it was scary. He was scared that you'd leave or that the world would shatter around him. Despite the hundreds of times you'd said it without an answer. The first time was 4 months ago when he brought you with him on tour. You'd helped him with the wigs and makeup all day and ended up crashing in the bunk. When he tried to wake you up to get something to eat, you'd refused, so he'd brought food with him for you to eat in the cramped space. The two of you would goofily play around with the ramen noodles while eating. You in the bunk and him on the floor next to you. After a soft shared kiss, you muttered the words against his lips, but he didn't reply. Instead, he continued on about how his day had been. Dick move. When Brian thought back to that moment, it hurt. It hurt because he remembered every detail of your rejected expression, every stray of fear in your eyes. And he wished he could go back to that day and at least tell you what he felt, because he did love you. Oh, how he loved you. He loved how you would wake up after 8 a.m. so you could make the bed. He loved how you left coffee with small, cute notes when you were off at work. He loved the way you curled up against him. He loved the wrinkles below your eyes when you smiled wider than ever before. He loved the feeling of his bare skin touching yours. He loved you, your voice, your presence, everything about you, and only you. And now it felt so stupid to not have been able to express just such a simple feeling. Well, it wasn't simple at all, but 3 words were everything that you wanted. You craved nothing but 3 words, and he couldn't even give that to you. The first thing he did after you left was to check with every mutual friend you had to see if they'd heard something. They hadn't. No trace of where you were going, who you were with, and Brian was so damn close to crumbling into anxiety and weeping on the floor from the pressure. You'd left a lot of things at his house. Not anything you really needed, but every painting you'd drawn for Trixie or other things he liked. The decorative elephants and scented candles. It had been just 2 days, and he already missed the sight of your toothbrush or the almond milk in the fridge. He'd realized he'd be this lost without you. Oh, he never realized he'd be this lost without you. But he didn't cry. It's not that he didn't want to. He definitely did want to, but he couldn't. His emotions were far too pushed up into a numb state that his eyes remained dry. So instead, he did what he does best. Work. He worked on Trixie, perfected every number. He stayed up with minimal amount of sleep and food to work on costumes. Katya, the other Brian, would get worried and ask about you, but your Brian would just snap at him to say it was nothing. It felt better to say it was nothing. And then 3 weeks passed, and his body was beyond tired and aching from working constantly, but he couldn't stop. It was the one way to keep you off of his mind. So he initiated the idea of their new book, and he bought more collectibles to stack in his drag room. Oh, and he started a YouTube channel. Because on top of the stress of gigs, and keeping a good social media profile, that was just clearly the best thing to do, not. He tended to enter a manic state, as you'd called it, where he'd work an insane amount of hours, but you had always been there to let him rest, to stop him and propose hot chocolate and movies or a walk in the park. You weren't there now. After a year, it only started to feel better. At this point, he didn't even think it was you leaving that was the source of his troubles, but the fact that he refused to accept that it happened. He was over you in a way that he wasn't at all. One December night, him and a few other girls had been invited to a fancier bar to perform. Of course, he took the offer. It paid well, and it was in a part of town where people were rich enough to tip well. Maybe he'd be able to score a trick for the night, or even just a trade. He just wanted it. So he brought his best performance, the same pink dress and large blonde wig as ever, and the brightest fake smile he could find within himself. When he walked on stage, it was a rush, like adrenaline, but not much like amphetamine, like a strong but controllable rush. Hi, he spoke into the microphone, earning a few greetings back from the people who remembered and loved him as the winner of All Stars 3. He pulled a few jokes that hit just right, letting himself chuckle lowly into the microphone before beginning again. This song means a lot to me. It's about a past lover I had. He spoke while testing out the strings of his guitar. They were extraordinary, like really fucking extraordinary, but I fucked it up. It's called the I Do Like You. The audience ate the song like always. Ate? Cheering and ripping. What? Cheering and ripping, despite it not being exactly the most common type of drag show. But Trixie always scored as a crowd calmer, the one between the hyped up dances. If only he knew who was behind the bar, stunned and unable to comprehend it. Your name? Your name?
My name?
Your name? Oh, I didn't know this was the self-insert.
I didn't know it was either.
I'm using your name. Aaliyah? The manager, Lily waved her hand in front of her face. You okay? You cleared your throat, wiping away the tears around your eyes. It's just an emotional song, you know? Lily raised a brow, clearly not believing you, but stepped back to continue her own shift. You had to grip the edge of the bar desk to keep yourself steady, arms tight and tense. You've been pushing him away out of your mind for a year. Okay, so this is just Katya. Why does it say your name?
I don't know.
It's Katya. Okay, fine. Switching again. You've been pushing him out of your mind for a year. The love of your life, you refuse to say. Fuck. It's just about as you had composed yourself well enough, a backstage worker slipped some money across the surface. The girls backstage want 20 of number 3. Will you bring it to them? Of course, you blurted out before realizing your own words. Shit. All right, we're about halfway through at this point, so we're going to take a quick break. I don't know why it says your name.
I don't know.
It should just be Katya, shouldn't
I don't
it?
know. I guess.
I'm very confused,
Me
but
too.
When we come back, we're going to switch back to this being Katya, because that was just a whole bunch of confusing. But it's not bad.
My heart hurts.
It's not bad.
My heart hurts. Why couldn't Emberlyn write like this?
We're not going to talk about that.
I know. Welcome back.
Why you say it like that?
Because it's a sad story.
Well, I think it's going to lead to a happy ending. Maybe. We'll see. You look so excited. You're so into this.
I like reading. Not reading, but like I like words on a page. On a phone screen.
Stop. What does that mean? I mean, I like writing.
I don't know.
I like reading and writing too, but
Can't write for shit. Can't word for shit. Except in my own brain. It gets foggy up in here, honestly.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Foggy like your glasses.
Yeah.
All right, so let's continue on here. You worked quick to make the drinks, straining the ice while trying your best not to cry. Not only would you be face to face with him, but you had to. It was your job. The one place that you were supposed to escape the thoughts of him. You carried the tray with shaky legs and bottom lip bleeding from being bitten down on, exhaling slowly before entering the room. Oh, finally, Violets began, undoing her tight corset when she saw you. Well, look what the cat dragged in. Hi, you whisper, placing the tray on whatever vanity was closest before escaping through the door again, but loud footsteps behind you proved that you weren't alone. Trixie, wait! Brian. Oh, no, it shouldn't be Trixie. It should be Katya, wait. Or Brian, wait. Brian!
Both Brian.
Brian! Wait! Brian. He grabbed a hold of your wrist, and you had to fight not to sob right there. Yeah? Your voice was broken, shaky, and the biggest mistake you'd ever made was to turn around and look into those familiar, deep eyes. Hi. Hi? Is that all you had? He cut you off with a kiss, crashing down upon yours. And the passion alone was intoxicating enough to kiss back. It was familiar. Even the feeling of the oily yet thick substance that was his lipstick, or how he grabbed a hold of your back to push you in. It was so dangerously familiar. I love you, he whispered when the two of you parted, forehead resting against yours. I love you too. So I have no idea how that was halfway down the page, but I was very much incorrect.
My heart hurts so bad. That's so sweet.
Really?
I like it.
You're like so into that one.
I know. I like it. Oh.
I mean, honestly, could do with a slight beta read, but honestly, not bad. And
No.
considering how bad some of the fictions we've read have
Lord.
been, this was not bad at all.
My God.
We're definitely going to have time for another one, so you
Yeah.
best get searching.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up that really short one that we saw.
Yep.
But
Honestly,
yeah, I really
well written
like
and
that
not
one.
something I ever would have expected. Number one on Wattpad.
Yeah.
Number two, from drag queen fan fiction, basically. I am surprised in a good way for once.
It's a good one. It has it's very realistic.
I was gonna say no smut, didn't get scared.
Yeah.
My ace feels safe. It's good.
My ace feels safe.
My ace and my ass feel safe.
Good. What is it?
The whole self-insert thing, halfway through,
Yeah,
got me a little
yeah.
off guard, but whatever.
The whole separation between queen life and real life was very good, I thought.
Yeah.
It wasn't this drag queen stole my heart on a stage. It was very real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay. So this one is Trixia. Behind the scenes.
We're gonna have a great time with that title.
This is by Penelope 967.
Oh, is this the same one?
The same one from the last episode.
Oh
yeah.
boy, this is the same one that wrote all of the Adore and Bianca fiction. Oh, you guys are in for a treat.
Penelope 967 says this is a made-up episode of no trigger warning. Enjoy. Naomi's POV. Yes, she's in this chapter, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. I stand awkwardly behind the camera as Trixie and Katya do their intros. They motion for me to come on, and I paste a smile onto my face. Trixie motions for me to sit down, and I do. You know, Katya says. I always figured that you'd sit with one of your legs always stretched out in front of you. I laugh and hold my legs up. I mean, normally I do, I say. Trixie throws her leg up into the air, trying to mimic my pose. Naomi, it's not even fair. It can't be legal for legs to be that good. I laugh with her. Cut, the cameraman says loudly. Hey, you guys, I know it's Naomi's thing, but you can't talk about legs the entire time. I pout and I see Trixie do the same thing. Katya laughs and pulls out her phone to take a photo. She walks behind me to show it to Trixie. Trixie laughs and tilts her face for a kiss. Katya presses her lips to Trixie's, and I look away. I feel like filming today is going to be very awkward. Time skipped to when they're done filming. Well, this has been fun, I say slowly. Every time the camera's turned off, they'd kiss or something. Okay, well, anyway, thanks so much for having me on the show. I had a great time, I say with a grin. Thanks for coming. It was so fun having you here. Katya says, looking up from Trixie. I roll my eyes and blow them a kiss. Bye, have fun making out, I guess. They laugh and I leave. Note to self, never spend time with Katya and Trixie when they're together.
That's the whole thing?
That's the whole thing.
Wow. So what happened in this episode? Apparently they were filming,
and they just kissed. They just kissed a whole bunch.
That's it. You know what makes this even funnier to me is the fact that I know that Katya is known for wearing red lipstick, and Trixie can't stand red lipstick. So the fact that they're just okay with kissing. Didn't they, in one episode, wasn't it like a Christmas episode or something?
I don't know.
Where they were teasing each other, and Trixie was like so bothered by it, and I was laughing so hard because Katya was just like living her best life, and I was like, God, why?
I don't know. Like, I think I'd feel uncomfortable though. Like, just like, I'd be like there doing a job with someone, and they keep kissing, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, but
why are you doing that?
The thing is, I think it depends on whether or not it's an established relationship, and whether you were surprised by them kissing, or whether like you kind of already knew, so it's like, oh, this is just them.
Yeah, it's just them.
It's just them. I mean, I get the feeling that would just be like, there's going to be a day where we're filming the podcast.
Yeah.
And Alex is here. And that is going to be our situation. I'm going to be Naomi in that situation.
True.
And you and your girlfriend are going to be Trixie
and
Katya.
I
and I'm just
do
going
that
to
to
be
you
like,
so
why am I
much.
here?
I don't
so
want
much.
To make you uncomfortable.
I'm not going to do that to you so much. Just a little
Only
much.
a little bit.
Only a little bit.
To gross you out. It's like your mom and your dad kissing. And you're like, you gross.
My dad's dead.
Well, I hope they don't kiss anymore.
So I looked at you and I was like, wait.
That would be kind of weird.
Now I really do sound like Trixie. I don't know, never had a male influence in my life. My dad's dead. My dad left me.
My dad left me.
Used to be a Boy Scout. That's not true.
Your dad?
I didn't tell you that?
He used to be a Boy Scout?
My grandfather was like a Cub Scout leader.
Huh. Boy Scouts, I don't know, they kind of feel gay.
Yeah. It's probably why Trixie only got her badge for basket weaving and rimming. and rimming. Not that one. She didn't do it good enough.
Not good enough.
Not good enough.
I mean, if there was like... if I had to give a Boy Scout badge to like Trixie, it would just like be like a lipstick tube. Gayest kid in the squad.
Gayest kid. Yeah.
Gayest kid. Gayest kid. Katya. Rimming.
Rimming, yep.
If you had to get like a scout patch, what would it be?
Is there one for being bossy?
Probably. Great leadership, that's what it says.
Great leadership is what it says. We all know what the undercurrent is. Bossy bitch.
Great leadership. What would mine be? I don't know.
Latin dumbass?
Latin dumb. Pig Latin.
Pig Latin. Pig Latin. But not that kind of pig Latin.
Piggy Latin.
Piggish Latin. Piggish Latin. Piggish Latin. Yep.
Oh my lord.
That is a very true statement. Honestly, funny story. I was actually a Girl Scout for a little while.
You were? Like a brownie?
Well, like our version of Girl Scout. Cause
a Girl Guide?
I was originally a Spark.
Yeah.
And then I was a Brownie.
Yeah.
And then I became a Girl Guide.
Yeah.
And I absolutely fucking hated it.
Yeah.
I have a stash full of badges somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't remember what any of them are for. Don't remember collecting any of them. And I just remember looking at them and thinking that I hated them.
Alex used to be a Girl Scout. Like, she went to the camps and everything.
Oh.
Yeah, she has. I think she still has her sash.
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Maybe that's why she's gay.
I probably would have liked it because there was other girls
You
there.
would have very much liked the Girl Scouts. You would have loved Girl Scouts.
Yeah, but I like knot tying. I want to learn how to tie cool knots.
That's what I'm saying. You would have been such a good Girl Scout because I think the thing is, for a gay drag queen, Boy Scouts probably wasn't the best thing because that's kind of more rough and tumble, and they're like, nah, I don't want that. For you,
Yeah.
though, as a more masked
Yeah.
lesbian, you're kind of like, I'm all about that knot tying.
Show me how to
Shove
tie
me into the
knots.
woods. Feed me to a bear.
Show me how to make a chair. From my bare hands with some wood. It's true.
You would be one of those people that tried to, like, punch a tree. You would be one of those
No,
people.
I want to chop down a tree by hand, like with an axe.
And then the tree falls on you like
Yeah.
Wile E. Coyote. Yep.
I would run.
In
Not
a
very
straight line,
fast.
like the Prometheus school of running away from things. Just straight line, instead of, like, ducking to the side, you just run in a straight line,
Yeah.
like the tree's falling down, you just keep running and it, like, gets closer. Yep.
It's coming. It's chasing me.
That is exactly what you would say. You would yell, "It's chasing me." 10 out of 10, that is absolutely what you would say.
Oh my lord. Okay.
But that's all for this episode.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media, and please, please, please share the podcast.
Yes.
We appreciate it so much. We've seen quite a bit of growth recently, and we would love to keep the momentum going. So please share with your friends, share with your cool, dope family members.
Dope family members.
Tell them to share. Just share the love.
Also, if you want to recommend any type of fan fiction you want us to read, I'd say we're game for it. Just
Oh, hell yeah.
nothing too bad. If you know what the milk fic is, not that.
No, we're not going to talk about
But
that.
yeah.
Oh, we're not going to talk about that.
But yeah, thank you for listening, and we hope to talk at you later, guys. Take it gay by gay, y'all.
Bye. Bye.